Thanks to today's sponsor, Belissa. I'm doing a massive giveaway with Belissa, and everyone who signs up wins either a free toy or a free gift card. More on them in a bit.
And I was like mad because also I've been working my butt off to make changes, like actual changes. I haven't been on a diet, but I have changed things like how much salt I put and stuff. This is a hot dog wrapped in bacon. And I've started using, alternatives to sugar. I've just made natural organic changes and I've done the work. So it was frustrating to walk into an office and feel like I made absolutely no progress and maybe had reverted.
Since the last time we checked in on Anna, she had just gone into her first lipedema surgery, and it came as no surprise that this was the product of a paid partnership, which in typical Anna fashion was, at least to me, hidden in the fine print. It's not bad to have sponsorships and brand deals. Actually, it's a really good thing and pretty much essential in the world of YouTubers and influencers. My problem is with her lack of transparency and oftentimes lack of proper disclosure, which, while we're on the topic of sponsorships, I want to take a quick break to thank today's sponsor, Belissa. And today we're doing a giveaway where everyone who enters at the link in my description will win either a free toy or gift card. I was really excited when Belissa reached out to me because I only want the best for you guys. And Belissa has got you covered when it comes to everything sexual wellness. Belissa is a woman-founded company on a mission to elevate sexual wellness and empower everyone to embrace, explore, and celebrate their sexuality unapologetically. Built around inclusivity and comfort, Belissa offers products that blend pleasure with sophistication and quality. One of the best things about Belissa is the variety that they offer. So whether you're someone who prefers a gentle touch or a more intense experience or something in between, Belissa has options that are tailored to suit different needs and preferences. And Belissa was nice enough to gift me 3 of their standout products. So if you don't know where to start, let me help you out. And buckle in because we're about to get real familiar. First up is the Pebble. This little cutie fits nicely into the palm of your hand and is ergonomically designed to be held so that it feels like a natural extension of your body, making it noticeably easier and more comfortable to use on either yourself or your partner. And as an added bonus, you can control the suction and the vibration on this thing independently, meaning that you can use one or the other or both at a setting that matches your body. Next up is the Thump, and this guy is quickly becoming one of my favorites. Now, although this guy is a bit more intimidating, it's super easy to use, and it's a tool that does it all. Just like the Pebble, this thing has independent vibration and suction settings, but it kicks it up a notch with an additional thumping feature. So if you don't know what you want, or maybe you just want it all, this is the tool for you. And last, we have the Air Vibe. This tool is a dual stimulation device with suction on one end and a vibrating arm on the other. Just like all their designs, this is super ergonomic with a flexible design so that it fits your body perfectly. All of these that I've shown you are made out of a super soft, high quality silicone, which means that they are non-porous, body safe, and silky smooth. They're also waterproof and come with their own sleek carrying case that doubles as a charging case. But I haven't even got to the best part yet, because Belissa and I have partnered up to give everyone, and yes, I mean everyone, a free gift or gift card. All you need to do is sign up for my giveaway, which is linked in the description below. And now, back to the video. I do want to give credit where credit is due, because Anna has had a number of videos where her advertisements have been clearly disclosed. One of those being her ongoing advertisements with Starbucks.
That's amazing. Let's go. Today I'm partnering with Starbucks and we're going to the Starbucks Reserve Empire State Building store.
When I'm thinking about whether I want to take a sponsorship or whether I want to seek out sponsorships, I want to make sure that the brands that I'm looking at align with my sort of core beliefs and values. And I want to make sure that those brands are offering something that I think my audience will benefit from. So Anna here promoting these beverages that are loaded with sugar and dairy while also claiming to be on an anti-inflammatory diet just doesn't feel like the sort of messaging she should be putting out to her audience. Her audience, which is filled with people like her, many of them also suffering with things like lipedema. Now, taking a step back to when Anna was speaking about her diagnosis with Hashimoto's disease.
I've been diagnosed with Hashimoto's, which is where my immune system attacks my thyroid.
You know, right around the time that she started taking Wegovy.
Last year, I lost 90 pounds. And that's a lot. And I did use medication. I know there's been a lot of chatter about this. I don't think I ever hit it, but maybe I never said it directly that I am on medication. I'm on a lot of medication, to be really honest.
And claimed that she was not on a diet, but she was doing the work, which at least to her included things like using alternatives to sugar.
Also, I've been working my butt off to make changes, like actual changes. I haven't been on a diet, but I have like changed things like how much salt I put and stuff. And I've started using, alternatives to sugar. Like I've just made natural organic changes and I've done the work.
Later on, after some noticeable weight loss, Anna was still claiming that she wasn't on a diet and she was just thinking of food as fuel.
In tandem with movement, I did also change what I eat. I'm not on a diet. I don't restrict myself to a certain number of calories a day, but I do think about food as fuel.
But then something changed and Anna started to claim that she was on an 1,800 to 2,000 calorie diet and that she had already tried things like changing her diet.
So I'd been on the Wegovy for about, I'm going to say 8 months, and I just stopped losing weight. And I was keeping around an 1,800 to 2,000 calorie diet. And that was weird. That was unusual. And I was tracking just like everything according to what I needed to be my best and healthiest self.
This happened right before her lipedema surgery and right before she started claiming that none of the conservative treatments for her lipedema were working. And her only option left was the surgery.
Looks like you've done all of those things. You've like done everything. You've done everything.
What do you mean?
Meaning like you've done every conservative measure, like you've done the dry brushing, the self MLD, don't have the pump yet, but you're working on that. You've been wearing compression, you've been exercising, you've been doing the diet, like you've done everything right. So
while it was emotionally very difficult, it was ultimately super important because it helped me be so confident going into that surgery that this was my only option. That there was no more conservative treatments, that there was no magic from Wegovy.
I have a whole video where I talk about how she was in fact not doing those conservative treatments, like wearing the compression garments and doing appropriate exercises for her body, and most importantly, reducing her calorie intake and eating an anti-inflammatory diet. But right now in this discussion of her partnering with Starbucks, I really want to focus on that last part of the conservative treatments, reducing calorie intake and eating an anti-inflammatory diet. Because when you're dealing with a condition like lipedema, diet is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself. And it is one of the least intrusive methods that you can use to deal with your condition. And when we look at any of the medical guides about how to treat lipedema, one of the first things that you'll see on the list is to eat anti-inflammatory foods and avoid high inflammatory foods. So what's wrong with being a Starbucks ambassador? Or let's start with what's wrong with eating a little sweet treat every now and again? Well, if you're a healthy weight or you have a record of being able to maintain a healthy weight, there's nothing wrong with having a little sweet treat every now and then. However, if you're hopelessly addicted to food and overweight or obese like Anna, which, by the way, she has lipedema and she is also overweight. Even her doctor told her that.
Okay, so Anna is overweight, but she's also
if you are pushing 500, 600 pounds and claiming that there's nothing more that you can do to lose weight, girl, put the Starbies down. I'm sorry, but at this point, 40 years old with a history of doing nothing but steadily gaining weight, don't you think that she's had enough treats and goodies at this point? How much is gonna be enough? And these high calorie drinks are easy to overconsume, just like this one that she's promoting here. A whopping 270 calories for their smallest size and 27 grams of sugar. There is nothing about these drinks that is going to fuel her body. There's nothing good for her in these drinks. And maybe the worst part of these drinks, you can easily down that 270 calories and not even think about it. It's not going to fill you up, and unless you're counting calories, it's not going to change the amount of calories you're going to want to eat throughout the rest of the day. It's not going to impact your hunger levels. And you can argue that yes, if she has that sugary drink, that's totally fine if she's accounting for it and making up for it in her other meals throughout the day. However, in addition to them being high calorie and not satiating, they're also terrible for people suffering with lipedema. They're in fact the exact opposite of what every single medical record out there says that lipedema patients should be focused on eating. First and foremost, an anti-inflammatory diet should limit or eliminate sugary foods and sugar-sweetened beverages. Clearly, we've seen that Anna doesn't do that. Other foods that cause inflammation, packaged and processed snacks,
Snacking is really important to me.
processed meats that are oftentimes also high in salt.
This is a hot dog wrapped in bacon because these things are freaking delicious.
Maybe she doesn't eat like this all the time, but at her age and her size, and considering that she's saying that she has nothing more that she can do, I think any amount of these high inflammatory foods is really counter to her goals or what she says her goals are. But Anna hates it when people like me make judgments on what she's eating. And even though she claims to not read the comments, clearly, girl, we know you read the comments. Because she knows that people take issue with the foods that she's eating. On her less popular social media platform Threads, she wrote a post to complain about people like me. I wish people would stop policing other people's food choices based on what causes them issues. I, on the daily, get told that I should eat a certain way or ditch a certain food from complete strangers who know literally nothing about my health. Maybe I would know nothing if you didn't post about it on the daily. And for the record, I have a nutritionist and follow their advice. Somehow I doubt that. And I'm gonna be honest here for a minute. I truly don't give a shit what Anna does or doesn't eat. However, when she comes on here and she complains about her condition as a public figure with millions of followers, and she claims to be doing all that she can do to manage her condition, no, you're not. And I think it's sending the wrong message for other people suffering with the same or similar conditions. If you're at such a late stage of the disease, you should not be consuming so many high calorie, high sugar foods. And if you're a public figure with millions of followers, I don't think you should be promoting these sugary drinks as an ambassador for the brand. And to me, that's what it really comes down to. No, I don't care what Anna individually does or doesn't do, but she does have a massive following that she has an influence on. And many of these people that she influences are people in similar conditions as her, dealing with similar conditions as she does. And they're seeing Anna as this inspiration to follow. So because of that, I think that Anna should be held to a higher standard. And if Anna wasn't complaining about not being able to lose weight, if she wasn't claiming to have tried everything to lose weight, to be doing all the right things, I don't think I'd have much of a problem with her drinking and promoting sugary foods. But you know what? Let's just set the whole Starbucks fiasco aside. I think I've droned on enough about it, because apparently Anna is not only an expert in managing lipedema, she's also a YouTube guru now. That's right, she's also giving advice on how to make more money on YouTube. So Anna released this 2.5-minute video, which was, of course, one big ad.
And today I'm actually partnering with YouTube to tell you one of those ways, which is YouTube shopping.
And she has been known to do this in the past with things like her Copilot ad or her BetterHelp ad.
It's kind of weird because today's video is actually sponsored by BetterHelp.
But this one was a little bit different. And now I have watched a lot of Anna content to make these videos, probably more than any one person should. But this one literally made me cackle. This is a multi-level, nuanced sort of hilarity that I just have to take you through, because honestly, it just makes me so happy. First off, let's start with a thumbnail. Just look at that mug. Impeccable. Now, I'm not dogging her on her looks here. I understand that if you take a snapshot or a still frame at literally any moment in a video, you're gonna end up with goofy and unflattering faces. I do it all the time for my own thumbnails. The difference is that I do it intentionally. I'm sorry. Anna here just appears to have taken the very first frame and used that as her thumbnail, rather than taking any extra time to create a custom thumbnail. Now, why would she do this? Well, likely it's because she wasn't paid for anything more. This video was a paid sponsorship or a paid partnering with YouTube. Yeah, YouTube itself reached out to Anna. Anyway, more than likely, Anna would have been provided with set talking points that she had to cover and specific requirements for the sponsorship deal. And more than likely, those requirements didn't include the need to make a quality thumbnail. So what did YouTube have Anna discuss in this video? Well, details about how you as a creator can make more money on their platform.
A lot of people wonder how creators make money.
And honestly, the information and content in the video wasn't bad, but it wasn't for her audience. When has Anna ever spoken about how she creates her videos? When has she ever catered to an audience of fellow creators? More than anything, this just showed her audience that all Anna cares about is how to inject as many ads, as much sponsored content, and sell her audience as much stuff as she possibly can. And her audience really didn't appreciate it. Those comments were left on, and they were wilding. What a great way to re-advertise your collab without actually advertising it. It's so depressing that we're supposed to be selling something to someone at all times. Sell, sell, sell. Happy holidays, because it's all about money and consumerism. But even better than those stellar YouTube guru tips, perhaps one of the best parts of this video is how Anna shows us how to tie a bow. Let's just get this little ribbon out here. I'm just gonna tie it around my finger. I forget, cut to the wreaths. Yeah, let's just get the ribbon out again. I'm gonna be very precise with this measuring of it. Maybe let's give it a cut here. Am I supposed to cut? Tricked you there, huh? You thought I was gonna cut the ribbon with those scissors. All right, so you got your bunny ears, and then just undo that. And there it is. We're done. Look at that. No. I watched her struggle for 2.5 straight minutes, and not once was she even close to the resemblance of a bow. So where did that come from, Anna? Anyway, Anna's audience clearly didn't appreciate Anna's money-hungry behavior. But more than the video comments, you can really tell how poorly this was received by looking at the video analytics. This video pulled a measly 3,100 views in its first 24 hours. And now, after 2 weeks, it's only sitting at about 6,000 views. Granted, to me, those would actually be like fairly good numbers, but I have less than 5,000 followers. Which, by the way, if you haven't already, please subscribe. It really does help out my channel. But for Anna, with 2.4 million subscribers, only 3,100 views in the first 24 hours and 6,000 views after 2 weeks, that's unbelievable. No, really, I can't believe it. Anna has long had people speculating over whether or not she buys her fans, or in some way or another has gotten her massive followings through inorganic growth. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to check whether Anna has fake or bought subscribers. YouTube does have its own internal processes of how to check for inorganic growth, so I'd like to think that they'd catch someone as massive, no pun intended, as Anna. So that, at least to me, with YouTube's own internal system, as well as YouTube itself choosing to partner with Anna, at least to me, that points to Anna having authentic subscribers. There's also some tools you can use, like Social Blade, where you can check follower growth over time. And one red flag that you can check for is to see a sudden influx of subscribers that doesn't also have a matching rise in the number of views that can be associated to something like posting a video. And I do want to mention here that for someone like Anna, who has over 1 million subscribers, Social Blade will only count every 10,000 subscribers. So if she gets 2,000 one day, 5,000 another, 2,000 the next, Social Blade is only going to count that as 000 until, let's say, the 4th day where she gets another 4,000, let's say. Then Social Blade will count that as 10,000 and the rest of the days as 0. And at least that's how I've been able to interpret the data. Anyway, at least to me, Social Blade doesn't put off any red flags in Anna's growth. Her follower count generally aligns with her view count. That is, when she posts a video, her views go up, and correspondingly, her subscriber count also goes up. Granted, I can only go back to 2021, so it's possible that there's some red flags in her earlier past, but at least in the last few years, I'm not seeing anything that would point to, oh, Anna definitely has fake subscribers. No, perhaps more frightening, these seem to be real people that are really liking and following our girl Anna. And yes, I looked at some other resources other than Social Blade, but they all sort of point in the same direction, and I'm seeing no major red flags. But let me know in the comments if you have evidence to the contrary. So then how does something like this happen? Only getting 3,100 views in the first 24 hours with over 2 million subscribers. How can this happen with a megalith channel like Anna's? First thing I think we should consider is the video itself, which, not to be rude, but that video was a major dud. The topic was not catered to our audience. It had an awful title and thumbnail, and most importantly, it did not speak to the niche that Anna has created for herself. Primarily fashion and the occasional flopping around pretending like it's inspirational fitness. My point here is that having a video like this, an entire video dedicated to just an advert that has absolutely nothing to do with the fan base that you created, of course is going to do terrible. And I don't think we can make judgments over whether Anna's fan base is entirely genuine over this video. However, there have been people questioning Anna's following for long before she posted that dumpster fire of a video, because her other videos, well, they tend to pull pretty low numbers too, at least for a channel that has over 2 million subscribers. Her videos tend to average around 20 or 30,000 views, rarely ever breaking 50,000. However, Anna has been on YouTube for a really long time, and with a lot of time and steady posting, you can rack up quite the following. Her older videos from like 6 to 8 years ago were getting hundreds of thousands of views, and some of them even getting several million views. So I don't think it's actually unreasonable to see that she has such a high following count, considering her history on YouTube. Additionally, we can also see that Anna is very active on other platforms like Instagram and TikTok. It's quite likely that some of her following from TikTok has transferred over to YouTube and vice versa. But then why, with so many subscribers, would her videos get so low views? Well, that's because of the YouTube algorithm, and perhaps the algorithm working a little too well. In the past, you used to have to search for the things you wanted to watch. Shock horror, I know. You would subscribe to channels so that you'd be notified when they posted something, and you would be recommended those videos pretty much automatically. Now, however, things are a little bit different. Now, even if you aren't subscribed to a channel, you will often be recommended videos that the algorithm thinks you'll like. And if you tend to click on a creator fairly consistently, YouTube will continue to recommend that creator's content to you, even if you remain unsubscribed. You, for example, might have seen me on your homepage, and maybe you clicked because you recognized me. Now, even if you don't subscribe, you'll continue to see me on your homepage if you continue to click my videos. And this feature also works in the reverse. If Anna has subscribers that no longer click on her videos, those subscribers aren't going to be recommended the videos anymore. And if they're not recommended the videos, they're not going to watch. So it's quite possible that her channel is just filled with subscribers that don't watch and engage with her content. So really, in my mind, there's only two things that can cause a high subscriber count and a low view count. One is that she has fake or bot subscribers, which I don't think there's enough evidence to say that. The second, more likely scenario is that Anna's followers no longer care to consume her content, evident by the extraordinarily low view counts. However, that's not to say that Anna doesn't have a following. No, Anna absolutely does have a massive herd of dedicated viewers who are quick to comment on every video put out there by haters like me. Which, like, hey, hi, how you doing? No, I'm not jealous of Anna, and no, I don't have anything better to do. This is it, y'all. But yeah, so no. Anna has a very curated comment section. She deletes a lot of comments and blocks a lot of people, but the comments that she does leave up there shows that she still does have a substantial number of people that will stand behind her at every move she makes. I don't know how much longer they'll continue to stand behind her, especially when she makes poor business choices like that whole YouTube advert, which caused a lot of distrust in her audience. But one business move that she made recently that I actually think was rather smart was her collaboration with Jollidays and her release of this holiday Christmas sweater, or sorry, collection of sweaters.
It's honestly like my Christmas gift to you.
It's giving very much, I did something nice for you guys.
It's like I try to do something nice.
I guess let's start with the positives here, because like I said, I do believe that this was rather smart, at least in some ways. Anna is most known as a fashion influencer, catering primarily to other plus-size women. So launching a clothing collaboration or a clothing collection that not only fits her style, but also her circumference, that's a smart move. And to do it with a brand that's being sold in Walmart, that's pretty cool and probably made her a pretty penny, which sounds like she's gonna need those for her upcoming surgeries, which we will talk about that in a later video. But she also got to assist in the design of the sweaters, which gives a really nice personal touch to people that love and follow her. One of the designs even features her dog, which, like, if I had a sweater with my dog's faces on them, I would absolutely wear that every day. But these designs, these are not, I guess, not to my taste. They are loud, intended to be quirky, but at least to me just come off as tacky.
Let's say you are not like a big kitsch girl, right? You want to be more like subtly holiday. So that's where this sweater is perfect for. This is the Ho 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 sweater.
And I personally would not want to wear something like this outside that draws so much attention. But do keep in mind that I live like in a very conservative town, so I already get stared at just for having my hair down. So that's more of a personal preference, I understand that. But for Anna, loud colors and bold prints prints are totally on brand. You know, there's a reason we have so many different styles and colors and patterns. You can't please everyone with everything. So while no, I don't personally like these designs, I understand that some people will love them. As I mentioned, Anna likes to promote and emphasize that she got a hand in the design process. And she talks a lot about how unique the designs are, like this llama shirt, for example, because llamas are so unique and quirky.
This is the first sweater where really one of the big design ideas behind this collection comes through.
Surely that's never been done before, except it has. Multiple times, even in other holiday sweaters that Jolly Days has put out. Or what about this nice snowflake pattern? Oh wait, sorry, that's from Forever 21. Or one of these that she really liked was this Christmas tree pattern.
I literally drew this myself and it couldn't have come out any better.
A pattern that I've seen featured in one of her earlier videos. A video that I actually included in one of my prior videos on Anna. Yep, that's her infamous deleted Target run. Holding nearly the same unique design and lazily tossing it like a piece of trash. Who knew that she'd later take so much inspiration from this? So far, at least to me, there's nothing really unique about these sweaters. To me, they're just like every other ugly Christmas sweater out there. I'm not saying that every sweater design has to be wholly unique and different, but when that's a major feature that Anna has chosen to highlight, well, I just think she's maybe being a bit delusional there.
I think we can all agree it's a lot cuter than your average ugly sweater.
Oh, and another selling feature that she likes to mention a lot is about the material quality and what it's made of and how it's so soft and like nothing else.
This fabric is soft as hell. Obsessed with it. Oh my gosh, guys. This is like the best fabric ever. We were able to use a new fabric that I believe this is the first items that have ever used this fabric. These are literally buttery soft. There is no other way to describe them.
I'm seeing sort of mixed reviews on the softness, according to Walmart reviews anyway. And unfortunately, I don't have the ability to acquire these sweaters and test the softness for myself, so I can't confirm on their softness. But looking at the materials list, this is just a synthetic mix of acrylic and polyester, or polyester, rayon, and spandex. Not an expert, but it all looks pretty standard to me. Anna has also gotten some clapback on the production of the sweaters, with people asking about the material sustainability and the workers' conditions, but she's failed to give any more information on that. The material is synthetic, so it's not environmentally friendly like other materials like cotton or recycled fabrics, and it does look like these products are coming from China, but I can't be sure on the working conditions or anything like that. So whether or not they're sustainably produced, I can only speculate on that. However, usually when a brand comes out with something that is environmentally friendly or sustainably produced, the branding and marketing towards that will be very loud and clear. So the silence here when it comes to these topics, it's very loud. Another common complaint, which she's not actually deleting these comments, so you know, good on her for that, I guess. But a lot of people are complaining that the sweaters and cardigans specifically are far too cropped. And now this, I think, is more of a style choice. Some people like a crop. But to me, if I want a cropped sweater, I want it to be short enough to look intentionally cropped. Otherwise, I would like it to be massively oversized. Again, personal preference. The main complaint is that these are too short. And with a plus size audience, most of the women seem to be wanting something that is going to fully cover the stomach and the butt, and this just doesn't cut it. Anna has tried to address these comments, which in itself is kind of funny because she claims not to read the comments. But in her response, she's primarily just defending her choice to make these cropped sweaters.
Is the length of the sweaters feeling like they were potentially too short? I actually took a lot of time to think about this because I am a very tall person. And I have a long torso and I have long legs. And I think sometimes that alters how things look. I walked away from this personally believing that this was the right length. And just to give you an idea of how we got to this length is we did look at what typically sells in stores. We did look at what was available in larger sizes versus what wasn't. And we kind of decided on the length there.
She goes on to show the sweater on multiple different body types, which on every body type, the sweater looks too short, at least in my opinion. Anyway, my point here is that there's a good way to do a cropped sweater. And in my opinion, Anna's cardigans are not a good length to be cropped. They're far too long. And they're also not a good length to be a regular fit sweater. They're far too short. But she does appear to be listening to these comments and concerns, so maybe in the future she will put out a sweater that is an appropriate length for a plus size girl. Now, going back to a good aspect of her collection, the clothing is very size inclusive, ranging from a small all the way up to a 5X. Not a lot of brands are going to offer all the way up to 5X. Most stop at 2X or 3X. Very rarely do even plus sizes go all the way up to a 5X. So that is good. At least Anna got the sizing right, sort of. From what I've seen, Anna claims to be wearing a 3X, and yet she's busting out of the buttons and clearly stretching the fabric to the absolute max. I just don't understand why you'd advertise your clothing while wearing at least 2 sizes too small. So if this is in fact only a 3X, why isn't she wearing a 5X? And if this is a 5X, that's something that her audience wants to know, because they've been asking again and again in the comments, what size is she wearing? This is an important detail if you're looking to buy her clothing. And yet Anna will continue to ignore and not reply to the comments asking about this. Probably because she continues to insist that she fits in this clothing and that she's a 3X and that's just how they're supposed to look. No, Anna, just wear the 5X or admit that they don't fit. But she sort of has a history of wearing things that appear to be too tight or too small on her. So this is really not something new or surprising. In fact, many times she's insisted that she fits in something when she's clearly not fitting, which we're gonna go over that in the next video. Because if you can believe it, I actually have more to say about Anna. And actually, I think this video was relatively soft on Anna. The next one won't be so forgiving because we'll be talking about her second lipedema surgery, as well as her recovery and her most recent fitness arc. But at least for now, that's where I'll leave. So make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below and let me know if there's anything that you disagreed with or something that you think I missed. But my next Anna video should be out not next week, but the week after. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see that. But for now, bye. Burp.